All right, hey everyone, we are going live. A Cardano news update. I haven't done one of these update videos in a little while. I've been a little bit absent from the YouTube side of things after that incredible month. What was it? August. Wow, what a month it was. I was doing so many Catalyst videos. It was a little bit ridiculous. Hopefully you guys managed to watch some of those Catalyst videos. We've got the results of Project Catalyst Fund 10 coming up hopefully tomorrow around about this time. And we'll be able to see what projects got funded, what projects got downvoted. There are so many projects that looked very suspicious, and there were a lot of votes towards them, but I don't know if they're downvotes or upvotes, and we'll find out in the big tally tomorrow sometime. So really looking forward to seeing all that. So it should come out on the 21st. So I'm not sure if that's 21st European time, UTC, whatever it is. I'm here in Australia, so it's always a little bit tricky to work out those times and dates or what people are actually talking about. On your way in, guys, please hit that thumbs up. Really helps with the live streams. Live streams don't get as many views as regular videos, post-production ones. They always get the more views. So we need the likes, the thumbs ups on these videos here so that the algo will try and boost it up in the homepage and other people will actually see it. Share it out on Twitter. Do whatever you can. It always helps. Now, we've got a live stream coming up. And when I say we, I mean Cardano with Paul, Farid from Dapp Central, and Josh from, forgotten his channel's name. He's going to kill me. But we're all doing a live stream together. It's 6 a.m. on Monday morning for me, Sunday for everyone else on the space. So if you want to check that one out, I do have an image somewhere. Let me try and find it for you. I don't think Paul's put up the actual thumbnail for it just yet, but let me just find it here. And you can see the details in there. He's got the times in UTC. Josh from Late Game Crypto. There we go. Sorry about that, Josh. Let me just get that image. Here it is here. Open it in a new tab and let me switch the screens. There we go. I think that's the right stream layout. But yeah, we're all going to be on this one here, going through a lot of Cardano related updates for the week. Because we cover different niches of different parts of the market and different projects, we all can bring different perspectives and different things that are going on. So I'm pretty excited about this one here. So make sure you tune in for it. I can't see the date, but check out Paul's channel and you'll be able to find out all the details there. Hit that subscribe and hit that notification bell on his channel and be able to see when that all comes through. Now, the chat thing isn't coming up on my Stream Deck streaming platform here, but it is coming up on the screen. So hopefully I can see them all in the background as you guys start chatting as well. So it's really weird how this one works. I think I've got something messed up in the configuration. I can't see it in the background here, but I can see it on the actual stream. So Marcel, thank you for being here. Always good to have you on the live streams. All right, so I've got a whole bunch of updates here and I'll go through them all one at a time and see how long this one will take me. I'll try and touch on these briefly because there's so much to go through and I've been offline for a little while, and I've been offline because I've been working on this. This is our own project. This is CardanoPress. I've been going out to in real life events, to WordPress meetups and whatnot to try and educate people about how you can integrate Cardano onto various websites. I did a really cool presentation last night. I think it went over some people's heads in regards to what on earth I was talking about, but some people did grasp the ideas and concepts, and more importantly, some web agencies that build WordPress-powered websites now know and are excited that they can offer blockchain-powered websites, Cardano-powered websites for their clients now too. So we're working on this. We're trying to do a lot more documentation and a lot more things around it so that it makes it a lot easier for anyone to pick it up and start running with it. If you haven't heard of it, if you're building a project, if you're doing anything like that, you can build NFT gated websites, delegation gated websites, integrating e-commerce onto it, have custom minting pages, integrating WordPress plugins, the plethora of WordPress plugins out there. So you can build all these different crazy websites, all connected to Cardano, the wallet connector, and to have single sign-on, all sorts of things. There's lots of videos on the channel if you want to learn more about it. But yeah, I've been pushing that one hard. We've got a NFT mint coming up next week. Whitelisting is next week. You can find out details on our website as well. So if you're interested in supporting the project, we've got these Wapoos coming out and we're doing some really cool things around that. If you want to be on the channel and have interviews, you're going to need one of these Wapoos. So there's a lot of utility behind it all. All right, let's get into the news. So let's see here. The first one, not that one. First one here was from Sebastian, and this is around a really cool proposal that they put together and allows you to integrate in and have ChatGTP write up some code for you. So this is like a lot of really nice starter templates that they have for custom SIP25 NFTs, the SIP68 NFTs, some Plutus dApps even, or Cardano node code itself. You can run what they've got through the ChatGTP, copy some code over, and have it generate some of the starter template code for you. So you can customize some of the variables, etc. And it's a really cool little kit that they've done. He goes through all the different things that you can do with it. This is going to be really big for their Palmer Studio side of things. They've worked with a little bit of Aiken there as well. I've got links to the GitHub repo. So if you want to try all this, it's all there available for you as well. They've got documentation, everything else around it. So this is nice. This is good. This is what the little starter helper things that people need to try and get dApps created and dApps built. So all these little shortcuts you can take, brilliant, fantastic. I didn't even know that this was put together by the team. Now, they do have a lot of proposals that did get through or were voted on. I should open up this one here. If you look at their final tally on Lido Nation, I think in the products and integrations category, they had like the top 10 proposals that were voted for. Like I said before, we don't know if they're voted up or voted down, but having that many eyeballs on their proposals is quite good for the team. So we'll see what they come up with and see how the vote tally goes. It looks like they may have dominated that particular category. But like I said, all their documentation there, the dcSpark team are doing some really cool and amazing things. Now, this was an interesting one here, and I did notice this. So Smorg from Smorg Pool, it builds Pool PM. He pulled out these stats about comments per day and posts per day on Reddit. So the Cardano Reddit space is very, very quiet these days. And, you know, I still post on there every once in a while so I can put out my videos and links and resources. And every day you look at it and go, wow, okay, less and less usage. A little bit disappointing, but this isn't isolated just to Cardano's Reddit. It's also on other ones as well. If you look at the Ethereum ones, the other chains, Algorand even, or whatever, they're very quiet. So this is probably a reflection of how the market cycles are. So when we see the market start to hype up, people are looking for more information and they'll be jumping onto Reddit and other platforms such as Twitter as well to try and get the latest up-to-date information. So is it a bad thing? I don't really think so. It'll be nice to actually have Reddit a little bit more active at this point in time so people can have more moderated discussions and discussions that don't disappear. The ones on Twitter, they appear, they get viral for a day or two, and then they disappear, and you won't see them again. Whereas Reddit is kind of the similar thing, but you still do and can find those conversations weeks later. They appear in Google search and etc. So it's a nicer way to communicate some of these conversations. So if you can, I do suggest jumping on Reddit and having a look there, posting some conversations and topics of conversation so that we can actually have this conversations around Cardano stored and Googled and indexed all the time too. Ben GT, thank you for being here on the live stream too. All right, next news story. Now I opened up all these tabs and I can't remember what I opened up. All right, this is a nice little addition from TapTools, and this is the addition of flagged wallets or scammy or malicious wallets in the ecosystem, and you can see and track them within TapTools. Now, this here, it looks like it comes from SecurityBot. Now, SecurityBot's a great tool. If you haven't seen or heard of SecurityBot, this is it here. Wow, look at that. It's scanning through all these things. Let me go to the SecurityBot homepage. So this is it here. If you're on Discord, you may have seen this particular tool appear. We've got it on our Discord server, and I'm paying the whatever a month for it, and I think it's fantastic. It prevents a lot of the spam that goes through. It's monitoring activity, monitors malicious wallets and whatnot. And here, the TapTools teams have integrated that particular service into the TapTools interface itself. So now we can watch and monitor what these malicious wallets are doing. So the wallet has been reported by a community 2 times for malicious activity. So, if it's a scammer wallet, if it's a wallet that drained a liquidity pool or something like that, we can monitor it and see what's going on, see what assets are in there and see what they're doing with it. So we can follow them and hopefully get them reported, find out who it belongs to, and have the law applied to them, hopefully. Well, we don't know. But seeing that is a nice little addition to the TapTools interface, and I love what TapTools do, and also what SecurityBot does as well. So if you run a Discord server, I highly recommend checking it out. There it is there, securitybot.info. Hey Robert, good to have you on the live stream as well. Good evening and aloha. Now this is a nice post from ADAOZ, and I've got some subsequent follow-up posts here as well, and it's all around the Python community within Cardano. Python is a hugely popular programming language. I had these stats up. What was it? Git stats programming languages. So it's one of those programming languages that is just really easy to pick up and learn and start playing around with. And here, these are the most popular ones for this year. And you can see Python ranked #1 here with a 17% increase. It's just a really easy language to learn, and you can do a lot with it. It's a server-side code, and you can make it talk to various APIs and do all sorts of things. A lot of the bots that are written to interact with multiple different DEXs and DeFi are written in Python. So, and not just that, automation scripts are written in Python as well. So it's a really, really cool language. Let's go back a little bit. Let's go last year, see how it was last year. Still Python. Went down a bit, but over 4 quarters, still Python. Can I go back any further? Yes, I can. Python, Python, Python. And I think if you keep going, you can see the general trend there. Okay, JavaScript. JavaScript had a big jump in 2017. That might have been with React and all sorts of things, but Python is still highly, highly liked as a programming language. And if we go back here, we can see that a lot of the Cardano ecosystem is being built around with Python as well. So if we have a look here, Option uses PyCon, so PyCardano. So that's an implementation of Cardano with in Python. Orcfax is using that as well. And if we go over here, a lot of Charlie 3's programming is done in Python as well. So it's a really cool language to look into, and having these options on the Cardano blockchain makes it a lot easier for developers to come in and start building things as well. So if you're a Python developer, check out PyCardano. It's where you want to be. And Option team, they've been building a lot of really cool stuff. I've done interviews with, I think it was Niels from the team there as well. And you can learn about how to write smart contracts in Python. Amazing. So now you can write all your off-chain code and on-chain code all in Python and use all the tools that are available to you. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. All right, now this is in the NFT space. If you're a big Disco Solaris fan, you would have been on the weekend on Friday, I think last week. You would have heard that the Disco Solaris team were giving up. They were unable to discontinue the project due to the fact that Silk Toad was closing up shop and moving on from where they were. Now, Silk Toad are a major part of Disco Solaris's second mint of their ecosystem. And they need all of their code and interface and everything around it to actually make the Mobius Pioneers, that second mint ecosystem, actually work. They've got a dressing room where you can combine assets together, NFTs together, to create a unique NFT. And it was all falling apart, but it looks like they've come together and have come to an agreement to pass off Disco Solaris over to the Silk Toad team for a symbolic payment of $1. So the project is continuing. It's not going to disappear. But yeah, it's interesting to see what's happened. Now, there was a really big Twitter space about this as well. I missed it. I was on another one. But Disco Solaris accusations, decentralized Neo Miami. If you're interested in the ecosystem, please check this one out. Listen to it. It goes for 2 hours. It's quite a long space. I don't have a breakdown of it yet, but if you're part of the ecosystem, please listen into that and you can learn exactly what's happened to Disco Solaris and where it is going now. It's one of my favorite projects, NFT projects out there, and I'd hate to see it completely disappear. But it looks like it's got some legs still and will keep on going. James, nice to see you on the live stream here as well. Can people start talking about what's going on to bring people to Cardano? Yeah, well, that's the idea. We want to talk about, that's the whole idea and point of the news updates. There's a lot going on in Cardano. It's about breaking it down into, chunks so that people can consume it. Which is Cornucopias? Is that a question? What is Cornucopias, maybe? Since you're there on the live stream and you are so nicely, let's pull that up. Cornucopias. So Cornucopias is one of those projects that's building a metaverse game, like a 3D metaverse game. They're using Unreal Engine 5, and they're one of the only ones that is using, there's a short list of projects that's actually using and building it to this kind of level. They're building an in-game interactive environment. They're playing around with all these effects that you can use in Unreal, doing the racing simulation and everything else around that as well. So it's a really immersive experience with their project. They have a token that, around it, and they also have NFTs that can use in-game in the future. They are in testing phase at the moment, so certain parts of the community can actually test and play around with the game. Has been released to various bloggers and actual other YouTubers as well. I haven't had a chance to jump into it yet, but Cornucopias is going to be one of those like AAA games that is built around NFTs and blockchain. So that's the whole play of Cornucopias. I do hold a couple of these assets here, these like these cars or whatever they call them, bubble jets, I think that's called it, or jet bubbles. So I will be able to play it once I get the game, access to the game, but that's the whole point of it there. I guess there'll be tournaments and things around it and all sorts of things, interactivity and everything else that you expect in the metaverse. All right, let's get back to the news. I've got halfway through here, so let's keep on going. All right, so this year, I think they actually finished their audit. I thought I saw another one here where it's actually finished, but Anastasia Labs, a consulting company in the Cardano space, is doing a lot of audits at the moment, and they're auditing Lenfi's new protocol, which will be pooled lending. So at the moment, for those that don't know, Lenfi is a borrowing lending protocol, but at the moment they do peer-to-peer lending. So someone put up a request and then someone fulfills that request, or someone asks for assets to borrow and fulfills it that way. Now they are going to launch pooled lending, where everyone puts asset into a pool and then people can borrow collectively from that pool as well. So we're going to see that come into play really, really soon, and it opens up a whole bunch of more liquidity for people to start playing around with, and that is being audited really at the moment by Anastasia Labs. Let me just check this. I swear I saw that the audit was finished, It may have been another project. No, okay, so maybe they still are auditing at the moment, and it was another project that I saw that was completed. Correct me if I'm wrong. I know you guys that are watching and listening on the live stream would be able to tell me. Now, I have a sneaky suspicion that I actually have 2 live streams going on at the moment, going on at the same time. Because I can see 2 sets of different conversations, one on the live stream chat here, which you can see on screen, and then I've got another separate one on the side here, which is different. One day I'll get this live stream sorted. But anyway, like I was saying, Lenfi are getting really close to finishing that audit with Anastasia Labs, and we should see pooled lending on the Lenfi platform. I really suspect we're going to see a big influx of usage of the Lenfi platform around there. Let's just have a little snapshot and see where it is at the moment. So I've just pulled up DeFi Llama and we can have a look at exactly where their ecosystem is. Lenfi, here we go, Lenfi. There we go. Click on Lenfi. It's at 5.58 million worth of assets at the moment. Got a couple of blips in the data there. So it has dropped off quite a bit at the moment since August. So we're at 5.74 million TVL on their platform right now. So just remember that, guys. I'll try and note that down, and we'll have a look in a couple of months' time when they get to finishing the audit and launching the pooled lending. We're going to see if this really goes up any further. So it would be really cool to see. But congratulations, Lenfi, for powering through in this bear market, and Anastasia Labs for building a new consultancy company and writing all these really cool smart contracts for the community. Mark, well, thank you for confirming that you only can see one live stream. Hopefully it is just one live stream. Now, Spectrum Labs here, these guys are really cool. If you didn't know, they've originally built their DEX, Ergo DEX, on the Ergo ecosystem. They've rebranded because of their greater vision, and now are over on Cardano, and they've launched. They're at 7 million ADA TVL at the moment, and it continuously grows. But this is a little education post, and I love this one here because it is a bit of a reminder for everyone in regards to what exactly it means to be a DEX, decentralized exchange. So AMM protocols and Cardanos include smart contracts and batching off-chain order execution. To be considered a DEX, it should be no backdoors or admin rights in smart contracts. Yep, cool, makes sense. Open and permissionless batching and open source code. And Spectrum Finance is probably one of the only projects out there that is ticking all of those boxes. Their code is open source. They make it freely available so everyone can see. And they've also now started approaching this idea here of open and permissionless batching. So all the DEXs out there do have some sort of off-chain mechanism, the batching mechanism, agents, or whatever you want to call them, scoopers, and they provide that combining of the transactions and scaling them so they can be processed off-chain and then submitted back to your wallets. And you can do some really cool things with that. Now, at the moment, a lot of the DEXs do have that all contained within their ecosystem. Either they're doing it themselves, or they have a very small select group that they control, and only those particular participants can be a part of that ecosystem. So now they're opening up their platform, so is TeddySwap, so that anyone can be a batcher. That opens up a great deal of possibilities for anyone to jump in and be a part of their ecosystems. So when people are participating and interacting with the Cardano-based DEX, there are some fees that are involved. There's a transaction fees, but there's also this batching fee, that off-chain processor that does those combinations of the transactions and then processes them through. So for that, it's usually around 2 ADA, and those batches get to claim that particular fee. So it's a nice way to incentivize the community or node operators to actually provide that service. It's decentralized if you can use a lot of different batches out there, and it gives the DEX a little bit more of a robustness because there's less chance of it going down because that part of the network is decentralized with a lot of people performing those actions, being a batcher. So they're allowing anyone to do it. Now, I am going through the process of being a Spectrum Finance batcher as well. I've gone halfway through setting up a new node and setting up their software as well. There are instructions. I'll put links in the show notes for you guys, and I will be doing a video update about this so that you guys can learn a little bit about it. So if you ever wanted to run a Cardano node, it's quite easy. The process, you just go through and set up a Cardano node. There's instructions all over the place, and then just run a little bit of extra code on top of it to be a Spectrum Finance node operator, and away you go. So it's quite a nice incentive for everyone, and I love their approach, and I love everything that they're doing at the moment. So check out Spectrum Finance. They're making waves in the Cardano space. And then combine this with Rose and Bridge, we're going to see a lot of interoperability and cross-chain stuff coming really soon. All right, next one. This is a nice shout out for Niels. Now, Niels from Cardano Pick and also some other projects as well. He's also doing Cardano Fit as well. So it's a fitness tracker, on-chain fitness tracker for Cardano. But he has put in a couple of brand new tasks onto his website. And his website is actually powered by CardanoPress. Let me just load it up so you can have a look. But this latest task here is to turn your wallet into an email inbox with ADA Mail. So if you haven't seen ADA Mail is a blockchain-powered email inbox. They integrate, the regular mail system with ability to send a stake address, email addresses. So it's really cool. But they've combined this. Niels has combined another brand new task onto his website. So where it is. Somewhere in here. Yeah, turn your wallet into an email inbox. And then he's also got this other one here, watch Chasing the Water Dream with a friend. So here, let me connect to my wallet. There we go, connect my NAMI wallet. It creates an account for you on the site, welcomes you in, and then you can start interacting with the site based on your account that was just created through that Wallet Connect. So I can now pick this and pick that and have that as a task that I can do. So Cardano Pick, the idea is, just so those that don't know, it's a website of tasks that anyone can submit the task to the website, and it's to help people know and understand what they can do to contribute back to Cardano. So Niels had no idea how he could help in the Cardano ecosystem. So he built this website with a list of things that he could do and others could do. And all you need to do is pick a couple of things, put it onto your shortlist. I think the shortlist is over here, tasks. And then you can just spend your time going through the list and helping out projects in the Cardano space by just interacting with the various tasks. So really quick, simple site that is put together, all powered by CardanoPress. So if you like that kind of stuff, please check it out. And Niels, keep up the good work. Now, this is an update from Peruto General. Now, he is one of the people that works with Minswap, as well as the one that does bonds. Well, I can't remember names today. But he works with a couple of projects, and they managed to get over to token 2049 over in Singapore. Amerigo was leading with a booth there and had a few projects come in, including Minswap, to go through and present and talk and do a whole bunch of Cardano things. Now, it's kind of a little disappointing to hear some of the updates that came out of there. And one of the updates that this one here kind of concerned me. Amerigo doesn't participate much in Cardano DeFi now, sadly. Perhaps USDA can change that. That is really disappointing to hear. I don't know what you guys think, but Amerigo, the commercial arm of Cardano, is not participating in Cardano DeFi. Now, I don't know what he means by that. Does that mean that it's purely just not investing in Cardano DeFi, not building DeFi products themselves? Was it too hard? Are they not interested? Was the return on investment not worth it? I don't know, but it's really hard or disappointing to hear that. But, to Amerigo's credit, they did and were at Rare Evo. They are pushing events now and have more of a presence. So it's good to see them at token 2049. and other Cardano events. I can't remember if they were at Consensus earlier this year, and I'm not sure if they are at NFT XLV. Might not be their kind of space, but you know, it's good to see that they're still around, but sad to see that statement come up. Anyway, the other things here, event was dominated by centralized exchanges and the L1s, almost zero dApps. It's kind of like, did we miss the dApp boom? Is the dApp boom over? And that's really where Cardano is at the moment. We've got this dApp ecosystem that's booming. And if we've really missed out on that boat, it's going to be really, really disappointing in the next bull run, when and who knows when that ever happens. But you know, if people aren't interested in the dApp space and where utility actually happens, then what else you got? He's just trading the main cryptos, and that's it, really, isn't it? Okay, people here are more bullish Asia, less in US and the West. Yep, that sounds pretty much right. Market sentiment is divided. Majority say bull market in 2024. Some say we are behind, no innovation in DeFi, so maybe 2025. I don't know how longer I can wait through this crypto winter. I don't know about you guys, but yeah, I'm still looking into and looking forward to a potential bull market next year with the Bitcoin halvening and everything that happens around that. Will it happen? I don't know. Will these Bitcoin ETFs kind of drive up the bull market as well? Don't know. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Let me just check the chat here. Game Bros. What's up, Cardano fam from Kansas City, Missouri? Good to have you here as well. Thank you for being on the live stream. All right, next one here. Liquid staking. So Milkomeda is a sidechain, for those that don't know, sidechain on Cardano. And I work for Blue Shift, and I watch really interesting activity between the two chains. So because when you have ADA, you get your staking rewards on the ADA side, and then when you move it to Milkomeda, you can earn some extra rewards on there because there's trading that happens on Milkomeda. It's really fast, so you can earn some extra trading fees on there. So it's a really good way to make your ADA go to work. But I've seen people moving their ADA back just before the epoch so they can get the ADA staking rewards, and then they go back and move their ADA back over to Milkomeda again to get some of those trading fees and whatnot on the Milkomeda ecosystem. But now with liquid staking live on mainnet, you get those ADA staking rewards. So you don't need to move back and forth all the time and miss out and worry about missing out on those ADA rewards. So it's really good to see that the Milkomeda team are innovating and providing those extra little bits of return on your ADA so that you can participate in DeFi and not do these really silly, ridiculous things of moving ADA back and forth over a bridge. Let the bridge do what it does best and just wrap assets onto Milkomeda and not have to swap it back and forth constantly. So really good to see. dApps do need to update to provide those ADA staking rewards, and I know the Blue Shift team are working on that. So if you provide liquidity on the Blue Shift DEX, you'll be able to get those staking rewards on your ADA also at the same time. So really cool. Thank you, Milkomeda, for constantly working, or I should say dcSpark, for constantly building on Milkomeda. Now, Genius Yield have released their version 0.3 of Atlas. Now, Atlas is a Plutus application backend. It's the tooling that you need to help build Plutus apps. Now, they've constantly been working on this, and they've got a whole bunch of new changes and updates within this one here. So if you're building on Cardano and writing Plutus dApps, writing in Plutus, make sure you check out the latest version of Atlas. It may really, really help you in writing your smart contracts and deploying them on chain as well. So lots of cool little updates there. Please check that one out. Mark, well, thank you for the comment there. Yeah, Cardano Pick is a great little tool and really simple site that Neil's put together. So, you know, if you're interested in just playing around or even building a site, Neil's has a lot of video documentation around about how to build a CardanoPress powered website, so you can build something like this as well. So it's really easy, and a lot of this is a drag and drop interface builder, so you don't need to do a lot of code. I can show you over here. I'll load that in the background, and I'll come back to it a little bit later. Wow, I've got a lot of news updates still. So this one here is from Wild Tangs, and for those that trade NFTs in the space, there's a thing called sweeping, and sweeping allows you to buy a whole bunch of NFTs at once at the lowest price. So if you go to a particular project, you may see 10 NFTs all listed at 10 ADA, and instead of going through one by one, buying them one at a time, you can just go sweep, press button, one transaction, you can buy all those NFTs at once. That's a really cool thing, so that you can grab all those NFTs at a really cheap price and then relist them at a higher price. Now, that was made possible because JPGStore had an API that opened all that data up, so you can write a transaction against it and submit that and buy all those NFTs. JPGStore have stopped that, so I don't know why. But it's their business decision whether to open their APIs to other businesses or not. So what Wild Tangs had on their interface was the ability to use their interface and their ecosystem to sweep the floor of various different projects. So maybe they would write a particular bit of code for a new NFT project, the floor sweeper one, that allowed it to be displayed on their website, and you can go in one click and sweep the floor for a particular project. So, it's a nice little thing to have, and then maybe Wild Tangs would get a little bit of commission or fee on top of that. But, having that now disabled and locked down so that other projects can't use it means that you can only do it through JPGStore, and JPGStore would collect the fees off that particular transaction. Is that the best thing? It's probably the best things for JPGStore. Does it cost them to run an API? Sure does. I know from experience running an API can be very costly, and if you have lots of people using it and constantly polling the data from it, you're going to have a very high hosting bill or a bandwidth bill from AWS, whatever it is. Now, JPGStore could take a different approach and actually charge for the API, open it up and provide that data. Then they'll be a data service provider and have a different source of revenue. So that could be an option. Maybe they're doing it so they can try and dominate that market and that particular feature and make people use their platform or whatever it is. It's their business decision, it's their data, it's their API, and if other people want to use it, you have to collaborate with them and offer them incentives to actually open that up. What do you guys think? This is an interesting one. I'd love to see that kind of data open up everywhere so that other projects can build on it and do some interesting new ideas that JPGStore might not have the time or resources to do themselves. So personally, I'd love to see this open up. I'd love to see more projects have the ability to do new and creative things. And if it's a cost factor or a revenue thing, sure. Charge money for it, JPGStore, and have tiered pricing or something for API usage. Lots of ways around it, lots of ways to collaborate. Love to see more collaboration in the space. Does anyone like Milkomeda? What do you think? Milkomeda is cool. Milkomeda is cool. And I wish I got into it a little bit earlier so I wouldn't have to pay such a high amount for those NFTs. But yeah, very cool. SF Zip. I'm not excited about handling taxes this year, especially when it comes to rewards. Yeah, taxes are always a little bit hard, but there are some crypto tax tools out there that do help you with all of that. You can use the data exporter from Pool Tools. Put in your wallet address. You can export your CSV of all the rewards that you've earned, and then you can run that through the tax tool thing, and you can work out how much tax you need to pay across all that based on a fiat currency. So really cool tool. Highly recommend you check that one out if you're doing your taxes. Lace.io. Now, if you missed this one, they've gone through and put in a brand new feature called multi-delegation. So this is probably a couple of years too late, but anyway, it's here now, and more platforms are doing stuff around this. And multi-delegation is the idea and concept of having one wallet and then being able to delegate to multiple different stake pools. So this way, your delegation of ADA can go to one big pool that you know is constantly minting blocks, but you can also separate that and pass a bit of ADA to a smaller pool that isn't minting blocks all the time, but you do want to decentralize the Cardano blockchain and have that ADA spread across multiple pools. So Lace has put in a mechanism to be able to do that from their Cardano wallet interface. So it's a nice way of doing it. I haven't played around with it too much yet other than just looking at it, but it's a new way to do that multi-delegation. Also interesting if you want to like delegate your wallet to an ISPO, a small stake pool operator, another small stake pool operator, and then a larger pool where you know you get your constant rewards. So it's kind of like de-risking or delegating to a different wallet, so that different pool, so that you can spread the amount of return of ADA you're getting. And it's a really interesting mechanism. Now, there's lots of different ways you could have done this. You could also have sub accounts on your wallet, and then within those sub accounts, manage those and then delegate to all those different pools as well. Now, it is interesting here. Lace did put up a poll. Let me just find this poll. And here we go. The Lace team recently added a new multi-staking feature which enables you to stake your ADA to multiple pools. It will really help the team if you answer this quick poll. Are you using multi-staking feature? I said no, because I found different ways of doing that. So I split my wallet into multiple sub-accounts and I delegate different pools that way. Less than 25% said yes. So is this feature even needed anymore? I don't know. Maybe it will make it easier, and in a year's time we'll see more yeses, but I don't know. Too early to tell, I think. All right. No, not at the moment. Don't have control of where assets go. Yeah, cool. Good old Hosky. Now, for those that were watching, or for those that didn't know, Minswap LP ADA. So this is all of the ADA that was in their on their decks. All this ADA was registered for voting in Catalyst. So they ran a little sub poll within their community, and 92 million min tokens of voting power voted on which proposals should they vote on for Project Catalyst. And these are all the proposals that they voted on. There were a lot of various proposals. These proposals were around the developer ecosystem one, so all the products and integrations. A lot did make it through. So I think it was the top 20. Yeah, here we go. So top 20 out of 50 proposals were upvoted by the Minswap LP, and they had a lot of voting power. I can't remember how much the numbers were, but these are all the ones that made it through to the short list. A lot of really good ones here, I have to say. So a lot of these I would have voted on as well to be a part of it. Just go to the next screen so you can see it here as well. But you can see that Lenfi V2 Aiken Audit and Bug Bounty as well. It's all in there. All these really cool ones. And nice to see that Cardano Scan Maintenance made it in there as well. That's a brilliant website, and you know they don't charge anything for it. So having maintenance and having it funded to keep it going is always a really important thing. Oh look, Eternal got funded, voted through there as well. So you know, with Minswap's voting power and the amount of ADA that is being used to vote, I really think anything here probably would have made it through to Project Catalyst, but we'll find out tomorrow and we'll see exactly what those voting results will look like. All right, just a few more news items and updates here. Live one, finally. John, welcome to the live stream. Nucast. Nucast is really cool. These guys, I did an interview with them a little while back. You can see the interview on the channel as well. But you know, they're doing the minting of videos so that you can watch it through their platform. But you know, as a part of that, they also built an NFT ticketing system, ticketing.nucast. I haven't really checked this one out yet, but they're the ticketing provider for the Cardano Summit. And having this ticketing mechanism in the Cardano ecosystem, I think is really cool. There's so many really cool use cases that you can do with ticketing. So let's say you bought a ticket to Tay-Tay's latest concert. Now you have this NFT ticket. What do you do with it? Well, if you're holding it in your wallet, the marketing team from Taylor Swift could airdrop you exclusive material from the concert, exclusive merchandise coupons, all sorts of things. So if you have that ticket, you'll be able to claim those particular airdrops. Whatever it is, maybe it's just a pass to access something on a website that will unlock that particular content. Maybe a website that's built by CardanoPress, because you can do that with CardanoPress. You have that NFT in your wallet, you open up the website, and hey presto, there's all that hidden content for you because you have that ticket. And maybe one of those tickets, because it's unique, is a golden ticket where you get a free ticket and trip to Vegas and see the performing artists there in Vegas. So you can do some really cool things with those tickets, and having this mechanism and platform in there where you can have those ticketed NFTs is going to create a lot of new innovations within that space. So I'm looking forward to seeing this one grow. First step is actually having the platform. Next is then coming up with those ideas and innovations and allowing artists to engage with their audience around it. Now, if you're not interested in those golden ticket, if you're not interested in getting those airdrops, you can sell that ticket on a secondary marketplace before those airdrops happen, and you'll be able to collect those particular aspects, or the other person that buys it will be able to collect those aspects, and the person that sold it will get the money instead because they're not interested. So lots of cool mechanisms there out there. Gamer Bros, also go Kopi, go Cardano. Yeah, a lot of Kopi fans in the live chat today. And hello from Hungary. TR, good to have you here. Europe is just waking up. I think it's 8:30 a.m. in Central European time at the moment. So good morning. All right, here we go. Everyone's embracing Aiken. So, I was talking about PyCardano a little bit earlier, and the Python community and everything around that, and building smart contracts and off-chain infrastructure in Python. Absolutely brilliant. The other side is the Aiken side of things, and a lot of projects are picking up Aiken and building with it as well. And this is really interesting. I saw this, I think on Cardano with Paul, but this is a simulation of Sunday Swap's transactions when they launched. Now, when Sunday Swap launched, we had that massive amount of congestion, and orders and transactions didn't go through for days and days. So here you can see the simulation at the top here. This is what it was like during the launch of Sunday Swap. And this is a simulation of the same amount of orders and same types of orders, but written in Aiken. You can see here the orders are still going through at the top here, at the top one. They're still going through. They're still trying to get through and process. Days have passed. You can see the slot numbers going up. Transactions are still piling up. But here, written in Aiken, bam, gone. Disappears over a couple of hours. All that backlog is over with, and people have their Sunday tokens or whatever was trading at that time. So, massive improvements of switching over to Aiken. So a lot of projects are taking advantage of this. They're rewriting everything in Aiken to take advantage of all this optimization that has happened. So I know Minswap are writing their stuff in Aiken now. Lenfi is. Indigo is. So more and more projects are just writing in Aiken because of all of these enhancements and improvements. So we're going to see a very different ecosystem, extremely different ecosystem in Cardano compared to where we were when smart contracts launched. It's completely day and night, the comparisons. All right, I think this is my last news update, and this is Genius Yield finally going to Testnet. So alpha stage Testnet, where we'll be able to see and play around with their platform and get a really good understanding of how everything works. I think it's still only a portion of the stuff that's being launched. Excuse me. portion of the stuff that's being launched, but we'll be seeing this at the end of September, so another week or so away. Now, if you want to be a part of the testnet and actually get a preview of this, so if were a part of the ISPO, if you're a token holder and you want to know what's coming up next, this is your way to get in so you can learn how to use the platform and see exactly how it works. Will I be doing videos? Of course I'll be doing videos. I'll be doing videos all about the platform and taking you through start to end and doing video tutorials and everything else around it. So if you want to get access to it, jump onto Discord. You need to be one of the OGs, so you need to go to the wallet verification channel on their Discord and go through and verify your wallet. You need to have that ISPO NFT in your wallet. So if you have that in your wallet, you'll be able to get access to the whole testnet. New channels will appear, and you'll be able to interact and play around with it. So very, very soon, we'll be able to see another powerful and strong DEX open up on the Cardano ecosystem. Now that was my last tab, but I've got more here, and I do want to bring this up because I did just remember about it. Let me go to my profile, and let me just go down. This one here, look at this. So this is the sponsors from the Cardano Summit later this year in November. AXO Trade just appeared today, and what does that mean? AXO is one of the really complex platform that's built for traders. So you can do all sorts of really cool things, from like copycat trading. You can write your trade code in there, and you can pre-program a lot of the stuff that you want to have done on a DEX. And to see AXO become firstly a sponsor of the Cardano Summit, which means they forked out a whole bunch of money to make that happen. And then, if you're going to sponsor a big event, a headline event in the Cardano ecosystem, you must have something to say. You must want to present. You must want to get eyeballs on your project. So I highly suspect that AXO will be launching around the time of the Cardano Summit. So a month or so from now, they may have some major announcement. Maybe they'll have their platform up and running. Maybe they'll launch at the actual event itself. Wow, it's been a long time coming from their ISPO, their token offering that they were doing through staking, their returning of all that ADA that was staked, and then going through KYC and everything else around it. So they're taking a very cautious approach, a very regulated approach around their platform. So it's probably a really good thing. It means they're doing all their homework and making sure all their I's are dotted and T's are crossed, so everything is in order. So the last thing you want to do is launch such a complex platform and spend all this time and effort building it to be slapped down by regulation and have that entire platform destroyed because of rules and whatnot. So it's good that they're doing that. It means they're going to have a strong platform for the long term. So I'm looking forward to seeing AXO launch. Like I said, I don't know when yet, but I suspect very, very soon. I know Paul and Farid have been looking at the Discord servers and monitoring it as well. So it's going to be soon. It's going to be very, very soon. Now, like I said, do join up to Paul's channel for his live stream. We will be up live streaming over the weekend. So I believe it is sometime late. Let me try and work this out. It'll be, I think, 9 p.m. Central European time on Sunday. So that's 6 a.m. for me, and whatever that works out to be in Pacific Standard and Eastern Standard Time in the States, you guys have got to work it out. But check out Paul's channel and you'll be able to see the scheduled event there, and you can click that notification bell so you can join on the conversation. What we're going to be talking about, just regular Cardano updates. Like I said earlier, we all cover different parts of the ecosystem, so we can all bring different news updates together and different perspectives on various topics. So pretty cool and exciting thing to come to have. Now there's just one more news item that I did want to touch on, and I promised that I would talk about this one as well. Now this one here is around the following Orcfax's token launch, Wingriders have now launched the yield pools for Orcfax, and you can get to the Wingriders DEX and you can get double yield farming rewards already. Usually it takes a little time for that to happen. But if you manage to get some of those FAC tokens from Orcfax, you can use their DEX now. Let me just pull it up for you all so you can see it clearly. And I haven't checked where it's at the moment, so it's just interesting to see. So fact, there it is there. Nice 40% APR at the moment, so not too bad. And it looks like quite a bit of liquidity has jumped in. So 3.2 million worth of liquidity. Is that in USD? Where's the interface here? I can't see it. There is a toggle switch. I can't see it at the moment. I need to get trading more, don't I? Anyway, the double yield farm is there as well. So if you're providing liquidity, you can go into your farming options here and provide liquidity in the DEX and get those double farming rewards. Where is it? I'm just going to the same spot. Anyway. Just something else, staking rewards. Just something else that you need to look into as well. So I thought I'd just point that out for you guys. It's always nice to know and see what opportunities there are out there in the ecosystem. So double farming rewards for FAC tokens as well, and and WRT. So check that one out. And that's it. That's all I have for you guys for this Cardano news update. There was a lot there. Sorry for rambling on a little bit here and there, but it has been a little while since I've done a news update, and it's just really good to get out and finally get back onto the live streams as well. I do have a few more videos backed up in the backlog, so check out the next ones coming up. I've got Apprentices NFT. They're minting really soon as well. I've got an interview with the team there to talk about their the beautiful anime and art illustrations that they've put together. It's costly to do an anime, but they've managed to do little teasers, and they're doing some really cool things around their ecosystem. And don't forget, last but not least, don't forget our mint. We're minting as well. So our CardanoPress Wapoos are minting on the 28th. Minting helps support the ecosystem. There is quite a bit of utility around it. CardanoPress manage hosting subscription, so it's a subscription-based NFT built around Sept 68. So if you ever want to build a CardanoPress website, we'll be using those CardanoPress Wapoos as your subscription for hosting on there. You'll also be able to access the Pro subscription plugins, a one-on-one support and consultation with me and the team. You'll be able to access the Learn Cardano courses as well, or the rewards from the tokens, because we'll be collecting ADA and buying the reward tokens for the platform. So people that are contributing to the treasury for it will be the ones that will be able to claim it. We also have the interviews and booking form as well, so you won't be able to get onto the Learn Cardano channel unless you have a Wapuu, and then of course governance and voting power around it as well. So lots of packed in utility around the CardanoPress ecosystem. Just be aware that Wapoos will get burnt as well, so there'll be some poorly missed Wapoos, I think, in the industry, in the ecosystem. So please check that one out. We do have a couple of tweets and whatnot around it. I've got this, let me just pull it up for you guys. If you can help out CardanoPress, there is like a Zealy campaign that you can jump on, and that takes you through and educates you about what's going on. But you know, a little bit of retweeting and a little bit of likes on that particular post there would really, really help. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being here on the live stream. Absolutely love everyone that comes on and supports live streams. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Thumbs ups always helps with live streams because they don't get as much reach as the regular videos that go out there. But again, until next time, everyone,